What's good, Safe House family? Look, I got a quick mini episode for you, and I want to talk about the passiveness in men. Yes, yes. Truth be told, that was me 100%. I was very passive in a lot of situations in my life, meaning that I allowed a lot of things to happen in my life, a lot of people to do certain things, say certain things to me that I should have checked. That was in my personal life, and that was also when I was in relationships as well. And what I didn't know at the time was until it was brought to my attention that certain women, not all women, but certain women would see you as a man that don't have boundaries. You don't have limitations. You just let people do whatever they want to do, say whatever they want to say, and you don't check them. And to be honest, that was really me. That was really me. I I would never say anything to anybody that crossed me, said anything that I didn't like, because I tried to avoid conflict. One, I didn't feel comfortable at the time doing that. And it caused a lot of friction within my personal life, and it caused a lot of depression. It caused a lot of confusion within myself. And it definitely caused a lot of disconnect within the relationships that I was in throughout my life. Because now people are looking at me like you just let anybody do anything. And I didn't realize that a lot of women, they see that as a man, if you're a man that is extremely passive like that, you would just let anybody do anything. And then some women, from what I've told, it will look as if they can just get over on you or do whatever. You're not going to say anything, and that's not the image that you want to have as a man. That is not the image that you want to have as a man in your personal life, and that's not the image that you want to have as a man within your relationship. You see what I'm saying? And it wasn't until last year that I truly developed this high level of masculinity that I operate in now, to where I have strict boundaries for myself. I have strict limitations for myself that I don't allow people to cross. And if you do cross those boundaries that I have, and you do cross those limitations, I'm going to say something to you. Even before I feel that you're about to cross any boundary or any limitation in my life, I'm going to say something to you. And if you can't respect those boundaries, or you can't respect those limitations that I have, that just shows me that you don't need to be in my life. And there's nothing against you, but I have to maintain the level of peace that God has given me, in my life today. And so, it, like I said, it wasn't until, last year that this was, made known to me, like, hey, you don't have any boundaries, man. Like, you just let people do whatever you want to do. And so now, I want men to understand, and this is my personal opinion, I believe men should be 80% active with things that go on within their life, meaning that you can take charge, you can lead. When certain situations happen, you check those situations. When, somebody is disrespecting your lady, or somebody is disrespecting your relationship, or somebody is disrespecting you, you have the courage and the boldness and the confidence to speak on that regardless of how people feel, because I used to be afraid of how people felt if I said this. Now I understand that people are going to be hurt regardless. And it's not my intentions to hurt anybody, but I'm going to speak my piece on certain situations. I'm going to say whatever I need to say, especially if you're crossing certain boundaries that don't need to be crossed. And so for my men, I feel like we need to be 80% active and at least 20% passive, because it's going to be certain situations that I'm gonna give you an example. If say if your lady is procrastinating or something like that, and you need to check that, you don't have to necessarily be as active in that situation, because at that moment you can sit there and help her through that, because everything is a process. So you could be able to help your woman through that situation and help her, rid herself of that, that procrastination. But say if, you know, she's doing something that she's not doing something that she that she needs to do, you need to be able to speak on that and say, hey, look, I need you to be able to do this. You have to do this. You know what I'm saying? Like, come on. And it's not you being disrespectful to her. And I want to say this: anything that you say to your woman, or anything that you say within your relationship, it always needs to be in an embracing and connecting way, because you don't ever want your partner to feel disrespected, and you don't ever want your woman to feel unloved as you say certain things to her. But you need to be able to check certain things inside your relationship. You need to be able to check certain things within your personal life as well. So that's just my personal opinion, that I believe men should be at least 80% active and 20% passive in certain situations. And you need to be able to operate at a higher level of masculinity within your relationship. I'm not the person that's like an alpha male. I don't believe in that, because there's certain qualities of alpha men that I don't want to possess, especially being a man of God, and and walking in the path that I walk in. I'm a person that, I learned to be vulnerable, especially when it comes to, being with somebody. You have to be, as a man, you have to be able to be vulnerable. I'm a man that I'm going to be able to be of service to my woman, just like I would want her to be of service to me. I'm going to be a person that can submit to my woman just as I would want her to submit to me. And there's nothing wrong with that. But I operated at a higher level of masculinity than I did in any year of my life. And it wasn't until, like I said last year, that was brought to my attention. And I just want to be able to help men, especially men of God, to be able to walk in a higher level of masculinity, to be able to be more active inside of their relationships than passive. Because you don't ever want your woman to look at you as a man that can't set boundaries. You don't want your woman to be, to look at you as a man that doesn't have limitations within their personal life. Because if you don't have limitations or boundaries within your personal life, you're not going to have it within your relationship. And what that's going to do is cause a major disconnect within your relationship and a major disconnect within your marriage. And sometimes it's hard to recover from from that disconnect. It's hard to reconnect with each other. You see what I'm saying? So I just wanted to be able to help men understand that it's okay to be passive in certain situations, but other situations are going to require you to be more active in, because it's a lot of women that want you to be able to take charge, want you to be able to tell them what to do in certain situations, and you need to be able to do that, in confidently and boldly. And it's never to be disrespectful towards the woman that you're with. No, we're not doing anything in disrespect, because like I said before, anything that you say to your woman, it needs to be in a connecting, loving, and embracing way, to where she knows, like, hey, all right, you know, I got you, baby. I understand I need to be doing this. She still feels love, and she can be able to accept what you're saying to her, versus, you know, like, who you think you talking to? You don't want that to happen within your relationship. You want her to know that you are in charge, that you can take charge, that you can make these decisions, that you won't allow anybody to overstep any boundaries that y'all have within y'all relationship, and you won't allow anybody to overstep any boundaries that you have within your personal life. Because anything that you do, inside your relationship, everybody is watching. Your kids are watching, your woman is watching, and you want everybody to be able to see that you can do that, because you want everybody to be able to imitate that same behavior. So, you know, I hope that helps some men out there that are passive right now. Just know that it is a process. I didn't just wake up, being who I am today. I didn't. God put me through a strict process, a period of isolation, to truly see who I am. You see what I'm saying? So trust me, it's going to be a process. You're going to have a lot of, moments of doubt. It's going to be moments where you may lose confidence in yourself, but just keep going through the process. Keep trusting that God will see you through that process and develop you into the man that you need to be. Love y'all.